Hello and welcome to Relationship and Life. I'm Adenike Shokumbi, and in today's video I'm going to be looking at the concluding part of the series I started like 3 weeks ago. One-sided relationship, one-sided affection. And so in today's video I'm going to be looking at how to end things when the other party seems uninterested. And so, are you in a relationship that makes you more miserable than happy? Are you in a relationship and you feel like you're stuck, with the wrong partner, and yet the relationship still has a hold on you, even though you should end the relationship? Then this video is for you. So it's a painful struggle to end the relationship. It's a painful struggle to end the relationship. It's not an easy thing to do when you find yourself in a relationship that isn't working anymore. And maybe you're there watching me right now and you feel, well, it's so easy for her to say, end the relationship is one-sided. If it's not working, then why is still in it and all of that. She doesn't understand what I'm going through, but I understand perfectly what you're going through because it's something that I've been through as well. And so I'm going to be sharing how I was able to end my one-sided relationship and how I moved on. And so, the very first thing I did when I discovered that I was in a one-sided relationship, even though it started out as a mutual love relationship, over time it deteriorated into a one-sided relationship. And I knew that I needed to end things in my best interest, but it wasn't an easy decision to do. But of course, the signs were there that this relationship has become one-sided. And the very first thing I did was to have a conversation. I had a conversation. So if you want to end your one-sided relationship, it's important for you to have a conversation with your partner. Because in my own case, I discovered that my partner didn't want to hurt me, and so he just wanted the relationship to fizzle out. So everything that you expect in a relationship from your partner, he stopped doing them. It wasn't calling as usual, it wasn't visiting as usual, it wasn't, there were no dates, and things that should usually happen in a relationship stopped happening. And so when I saw those signs, I knew something was wrong. And so I didn't allow myself to be carried away, because it's important that you are in charge of your emotion if you are going to make quality decision for yourself. And so that was exactly what I did. I had to put my emotion behind, like, I don't understand what is going on. This person seems uninterested. I could have just sat back and not want to confront the reality. Like, I wouldn't want his situation, but I will now confront him, and then he tells me point blank that he's no longer interested. But I decided that even if that is the situation, then it's better for me to have that conversation and put closure to that relationship so that I can move on with my life. Because there I realized that I realized that there is someone out there who will care about me. And so regardless of what you're going through in your relationship right now with that partner that you feel like, if you end that relationship, would you have the opportunity of being in a relationship with someone who cares about you and all of that. The truth of the matter is there's someone out there who cares about you. And so the more you stay in that relationship, the more you prolong meeting that person. At least that's what I told myself. Like, if this relationship isn't working, then let me have a conversation with this person and let's end things if need be, so that I can actually move on and I'll be able to meet that person who truly cares about me, that person who will be willing to take my side. And so have a conversation, and whatever the outcome is, whether good or bad, accept it and move on with your life. At least that is what I did. I accepted, I had that conversation, and it didn't go in my favor. We had to end that relationship, and yes, I acted all strong and all that, but of course when I got back home, it was a different emotion entirely. But I appreciated the fact that I had that conversation and I was able to put closure to things. And as someone who is in a one-sided relationship, that is what you should do. Have a conversation with this person so that you can gain clarity on the situation, and if need be, you can also end the relationship. You can put closure to things so that you can move on with your life. And so the second thing that I did was I gave myself a break. And so what do I mean by that? I gave myself a break by refraining myself from every thought about this person. Because the truth of the matter is, it's a relationship that lasted for many years, and for everyone in the relationship, especially if you're genuinely in that relationship, you will have built your world around that person that you're in a relationship with. And so when you need to cut off suddenly from that person, it feels like, an addiction at that point. Like, you should really not be in this relationship anymore because of the signs that are telling that this person is no longer interested. But because you have spent time, this is someone that you have been with over time, and so you are used to, this person's company, you're used to this person being around you, you're used to this person, having conversation with you. And now suddenly, that is no longer possible. You have to give yourself a break, because the thoughts of this person will still come to you. And so what I did was to just refrain from thought of this person. Does that mean that I didn't have thoughts of him at all, after we put closure to things? No. Every time that the thoughts came, I always, I always thought of something else. Every time that the thought of this person is come, I don't dwell on thought of this person. I always thought of something else to help me get over, the thought of this person, because I knew that it wasn't going to do me any good to continue to think about this person. Because the more you continue to think about this partner that is no longer interested in your relationship, the more you're also prolonging your healing process. Because when the relationship ends, your heart is broken. And so every time that you allow thoughts and of this person, and you continue to dwell on this person, it does not give you the opportunity to go to the next phase of your healing. So give yourself a break. Refrain yourself from from having thoughts about this person. It will help your healing process. And then the third thing that I did to move on is to leverage on the support system that I had. And that is why we cannot overemphasize the need for a good support system. You have to have friends that beyond romantic relationship, you can always have deep conversation with. And so those were the people that I ran to at that point, because every time I had the thoughts of calling this person, of seeing this person, of running back to this person, I'm like, you can't do this to yourself. And so if I didn't have an alternative support system that I could depend on, I'll find myself going back every time I have thoughts about this person. But because I have good support system, every time I felt like, I want to see him, I felt like I needed to hear his voice, I call my good friends. And so by the time we have conversation or they visit and all of that, I found out that I was able to, heal gradually, and I was able to overcome the thought of, running back to this person. And so you should also do the same. Leverage your support system, the positive people that you have around you that mean well for you. Leverage their support, system in this season of your life. And one other thing that I did was, practicing self-compassion. And that cannot be overemphasized. There are a lot of people who find themselves in a one-sided relationship, and then they keep running back to, this partner that hurts them. Why? Because they do not practice self-compassion. And maybe you're asking, what is self-compassion? Self-compassion simply is caring for yourself. And caring for yourself in this instance means that you need to make the best, decision for yourself, which is moving on and putting closure to things in your own best interest. It's only someone that doesn't have self-compassion, that doesn't care for herself or for himself, that will keep running back to someone that drains you emotionally, someone that doesn't support you, someone that doesn't have your best interest at heart anymore. So when you practice self-compassion, you know that regardless of how you're feeling right now, you need to make the best decision for yourself. And in this case, putting closure to things, ending this one-sided relationship, so that you are not prolonging your healing process. You're able to heal faster, and then you're able to also move closer to the person who truly cares for you and who will be able, to take your side. Ending a relationship can be a long and painful struggle. Yeah, it can be painful, but in your best interest, if you need to end a one-sided relationship, please do. Yes, are you going to hurt after? Yes, at least I hurted. Are you going to feel bad after? Yes, you feel bad. Are you going to feel like your whole world has ended? Yes, you feel that way, but you won't feel that way forever. And I can say that confidently because it's what I went through. I felt bad. I felt, like my whole world has ended. I felt hurt and all. But today, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Because sometimes if you fail to move on or put closure to a bad relationship, it ends up beclouding you. Yeah, it ends up beclouding you. And then the right person will come your way and pass you by because you're still stuck in that dead-end relationship. And so if you need to take that decision of putting closure to a one-sided relationship, I want to say please do in your own best interest. If you have never practiced self-compassion before, this is a time to practice self-compassion. Care for yourself that much to put an end to a bad relationship. And thank you so much for watching today's video. Thank you so very much. And I want to also encourage you to please, keep sharing our video. Keep liking and keep the comments coming. They encourage us. Thank you so much.